What is going on, crypto legends? How is everybody doing? Happy Saturday. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart on the higher time frames, lower time frames. Let's talk about some news. What is going on? What is your opinion? Of course, we're going to do a few polls on this live stream. I'm going to interact a lot with the community in this live stream, guys. Please let me know, what do you think about the current cycle? I want to know if you think that we're going to hit all-time high in the next coming 6 months. It's an interesting question regarding ETF. The halving, is this time different? Are we similar to the cycle back in 2015, 2016 here, getting this run here to the upside to 2017? Is this time different? At least more different than previous cycle. Let me know, guys. I'm going to ask a poll and I'm going to interact with the happy Pumpy November, says Nensudes. Yes, absolutely. Pumpy November, also like October. I'm going to ask the community, okay? I'm going to start a poll here right away. Will Bitcoin hit all-time high in before 6 months? Well, in the next 6 months. Let me know, guys. What do you think? Yes or no? Will Bitcoin hit all-time high in the next 6 months, guys? Let me know right away. I'm going to go through. I think not. I think not. Definitely not before the halving, but maybe this time is different. We got some potential ETFs. Do you think the ETF is going to be approved also? 12 of them in November, before the end of November. It's also a possibility. It's also definitely a possibility. All right. If this were to be the case, can Bitcoin go to all-time high in the coming months? Let me know, guys. What do you think right away here in the poll? We got Aditya saying no. Yes, I also think not. I also think not. But who knows? Who knows? Let's continue here with the comment section. I'm going to say hello to the community. We're going to go through these different scenarios, guys. Smash up the like button on your way in. Share some love here on your way in, guys. And we are going to go through, macro analysis, talking about some, Fibonacci levels, talking about Elliott wave theory. Also on the lower time frame, is Bitcoin still bullish? Are we going to get another leg here to the upside to get above the highs here at $38,140? Or is this already going to be a lower high and we're going to move down to the $34,000 range? This is such a classic zone for a massive God candle here to the downside. I've seen it many times before. It builds up, the breakouts get a bit choppy, and then you start seeing some weakness signs. This is massive selling pressure over here with this candle. Could this be just the start of a big major move to the downside? Well, it's definitely a possibility. This is a resistance zone, will be explained right away on the higher time frames. However, we do have also some significant liquidity here sitting, beneath $35,000, right? When we do take a look at the liquidity heat maps, we have $35,000, $34,000 range where there's a lot of liquidity. A lot of people longing from down here that haven't been taking profits yet. There's a lot of liquidity still here to be claimed. So is there a possibility in a big major corrective move? Let me just go through the comment section. We'll go through some technical analysis. Also looking at some Elliott wave theory here on the possibilities here of what can happen. Are we going to move here to this high, or is this already, an impulsive move down, and this is a 3-wave structure, and we're just getting ready for the 3rd wave structure to the downside, which is very, very possible. We've been bullish here a lot, and no doubt that this is still bullish. I think any corrective move here in this zone beneath $34,000 is just going to be a corrective move. I think there is a possibility, obviously, in consolidating and going to higher levels, but at this certain point, it's looking a little bit toppy, to be honest. Okay, we're going to talk about the bullish case, the bearish case, also look at some internal possible levels here for trading. So anyway, let's continue here with the comment section. I'm going to go through the comment section, say hello to the community. I want to interact. If you want me to take a look at some altcoins, L1 projects are just about to start rocketing, guys. This is what happened. Bitcoin goes first, then Ethereum starts to follow. Ethereum is lagging behind, but it's, you know, it has been pumping the last few days. Now we're getting some L1s. Solana is absolutely skyrocketing. Algorand is starting to pick up. Avalanche is starting to pick up. The L1 projects, guys, they're going to start pumping nicely in the next coming days, very likely, unless Bitcoin starts getting a pretty decent corrective move. If this happens, okay, if this does happen in the next coming days, of course, many of the altcoins are going to get hit, okay? Take this into consideration, because yes, when Bitcoin pumps, altcoins can pump also, not as much. When Bitcoin consolidates, altcoins can pump a lot, but when Bitcoin drops, everybody drops with Bitcoin. 95% of the altcoins will drop with Bitcoin. Something to be very cautious about, okay? Muy importante. Let's go right away through the comment section. Kevin, how are you doing? Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Wow, I wish I was there. Hello, Custom Beats, how are you doing? First, Pratesh, Pegless, Solana. I don't know what's going on with Solana. I did not buy Solana. I wish I did. But Solana is just going through the roof. Solana is just going through the roof here. No doubt that Solana was obviously going to be one of those L1s that was going to do well at some point. So whoever's been accumulating Solana for the last few months, congratulations. You know, you're making a pretty nice killing here. Obviously, more than 3xing your capital from this moment. So phenomenal. Whoever's bought Solana, all the Solana army, Solana believers. Jafar, morning. How are you doing? And everyone from the Skooky Ilians, how are you doing? Rediwiri, Revanth, how are you doing? Nensuds, I hope everyone is excited for Pump November. What's up, brother? Crypto AL, how are you doing? Dippin, hello. Mr. Swipe, good evening from Asia, time zone. Apple Ray, how are you doing? Tito, good morning. Andy from Texas. Wow, Tito from Texas. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Manny, hello. US Trucking, we reached turning point. Bears, get ready. Woo, yeah, I mean, this is a little bit of a crucial zone here on the higher time frames for Bitcoin. We can explain that right away on some higher time frames here, looking at the daily chart, for example. Okay, because no doubt that there is something disturbing about this, which is the expansion, right? This is something that I was talking about the other day. The expansion here from the major drop in November of 2022 and this consolidation that we had during November and December before we started pumping, okay? We have the expansions 1.618, 2.618, 3618. We are currently slightly above 3618. We can get above it though. Well, as soon as, you know, we could start getting choppy action at this range, it's going to be like, you know, guys, this could, you know, we have been pumping really nicely during the last couple of months. You know, we could be aware of a little bit of a corrective move. However, hype can continue. What if we do get 12 spot Bitcoin ETFs approved? Maybe, you know, mid-November, we are here. It is possible, of course, if they do get rejected. Obviously, we got January also. We got January also in 2024. That is possibly going to be that month of ETF approvals. That is just going to be 3 months before the Bitcoin halving, guys. Bitcoin halving, okay, for April of 2024. Definitely going to have a price impact in the mid-long run after the halving. So maybe this time is different. Maybe we are getting here similar to a cycle from, you know, back in 2016 and 2017. What if we're not getting that corrective move during Q3? We're not getting a corrective move during Q4, sorry, of this year. So interesting, very, very interesting. So I'm going to take a look at the poll here right away. What happened here with the question and answer? What's going on? Let me do that poll again. That poll was mistaken. Start a poll here. Just 1 second. Will Bitcoin hit all-time high in the next 6 months? Let me know, guys, right away on the poll. What happened with the next one? I can't see it. With the one before. Let me know right away, guys. Yes or no? I'm going to continue through the comment section. Moderators are not in. Rocky, how are you doing? Chainlink take profit zone, please. Right, a Chainlink take profit zone. I have a question here. Where to take profit on Chainlink? So it don't work. Yeah, now I did another poll. BTC to 25k soon, says US Truck. What do you think about Ethereum? I think Ethereum is at a crucial resistance zone. This 2150 zone is very, very crucial, basically because it was the highs from April. So when we do take a look at Ethereum, you know, what we can see here, of course, is that high right over here, which is likely going to be hit, right? The highs of the year. Will we manage to break above the highs of the year? Well, obviously it's depending on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts getting a pretty decent corrective move, I don't see Ethereum successfully, you know, moving here to higher levels. It really all depends on Bitcoin. Bitcoin consolidates, starts moving higher slowly and consistently, then obviously all the altcoins are going to be popping more. Ethereum will have room to grow. If Bitcoin starts correcting right now from this point and starts making $1,000 corrective moves in the coming days, like bang, 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 they will all be affected. They will all be affected by Bitcoin's correction. That is a fact. So, Andy, you called the Avalanche pump perfectly. Yeah, no doubt that the L1 projects, I think Avalanche is making some pretty nice moves to the upside. I do see continuation. You got a bit of a descending wedge scenario here. I see Avalanche, maybe not the same power as Solana, because Solana has been, you know, Solana is just like a different level, right? Solana is at a different level from the altcoins, because it's pumped already over 200% in the last 2 weeks, basically, right? 3 weeks. 200% pump on Solana in 3 weeks. Of course, I would expect Avalanche is one of those top L1 projects. I do see it pumping also quite aggressively, you know, making 100% pump, you know, from now in the next, you know, couple of weeks. Of course, it all depends on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really a little bit overextended. No doubt it's overextended. So I would stay a bit cautious, okay? Now, a lot of people want to start pushing into other altcoins, L1s, and you know, to make those profits. You know, I missed Solana, I've missed, you know, some other ones. You know, Avalanche looking really good. Algorand is also, you know, looking to pump here very, very nicely. It's already pumped quite a bit, not huge amount, but you know, it's one of those also that's just about to take off, right? It's just about here getting into this nice Adam and Eve double bottom scenario, and you know, it's just about to kind of wanting to break out from this zone, right? You've got that sharp move down here and then this bottom formation, and it's like ready to bang, you know, to get that explosive move to the upside. So yeah, that is my opinion on Algorand, on Avalanche. However, it's really all dependent on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at a crucial resistance zone based on Fibonacci expansion from the last drop of last year, forming that bottom formation for a couple of months. Clear consolidation, breakout, and you got the expansions, right, on where the price could hit. And these, you know, 0.618 levels have been rejected every single time. Getting above it a little bit, okay, we did get above it a few percentages, so we are above it a little bit right now. But, you know, it's, you know, if we start getting this reaction like we're getting here the last few days, if Bitcoin does get this drop, guys, forget about altcoins, continuing this 50, 100% pump, because they will all get affected. They will all get affected from that major drop. That is almost guaranteed thing. So Bitcoin is king. It is the leader of the market. Something to be cautious about, right? If you're getting into these, long positions with high leverage on Avalanche, on Algorand, yes, you can chase the pump. Be aware, be defensive of Bitcoin possibly getting into a corrective move in the coming days. Something to be aware of. I am here for you to be defensive. I want you to protect, your capital. So we're going to talk about the bearish case scenario here for Bitcoin. Looking a bit at Elliott wave theory, right? Because, this is definitely a disturbing move to the downside with very high volume. This could definitely be the start, of, a possible corrective move down. We just need to accept it. And I'm going to talk about, some crucial scenarios that could happen. Is Solana going to stop, says Singularity? Well, yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. But obviously, resistance zones on Solana. There's not much as resistance at the moment inside of this, this zone over here. There is really not much. If it does fail to break out, because this could be a failed breakout. If it closes this daily beneath this high over here, right? Maybe that could be a topping point. The first lower high from this major drop with high volume, that is where we're currently at. If this daily does close beneath this lower high, it could be definitely a topping point and could get a pretty decent pullback in the coming days, especially if Bitcoin does get that pullback. So if we close this daily beneath this lower high right there, I would say that Solana is likely going to get a decent pullback. If we get above, with this daily and close above it, this has been fast price action to the downside, meaning that the pump can also be very, very fast. There's not really much resistance on Solana. If we sustainably close a solid daily candle above $60, fast price action, to the downside means fast price action to the upside. So there's just been fast price action down here, and that there is a possibility that we're going to $100 maybe in the next coming days. Regarding Fibonacci, we love Fibonacci. This pivot high, clear pivot high to the pivot low. We are at the 382 right now. Fibonacci with this lower high right over here. So no doubt there is a little bit of resistance. We're currently above it, but it is the weekend. If it gets choppy and we close that daily, we got Fibonacci resistance, which is the 382 from this peak, and we got this lower high. So yeah, we want to be a little bit cautious here on, let's see how it closes today. So far, it is absolutely rocketing. No real signs of stopping here just yet. What about meme coins? Yeah, I think meme coins are doing relatively good. Some of the meme coins, or they haven't rocketed yet. Let's take a look at the meme coin section here on CoinGecko right away. So where are the meme coins? There we have them. How are meme coins doing? Well, Dogecoin up, 17% in 7 days. Shiba Inu 18%, Pepe 19%. So obviously the top three here are doing quite well. But yeah, rest of the meme coins, I wouldn't be too focused on the rest of the meme coins. They're really, really a gamble. But obviously Dogecoin, Shiba, and Pepe. If you want to buy any meme coins for the next bull cycle, there has to be in between them three, right? That they will do very well eventually in the bull market in the coming months. What's good, Andy? I've been looking at Cello recently. What do you think about it? Cello, I haven't done any research at all on that cryptocurrency. I'm screaming, what will happen? Aditya, FTM also. FTM is one of them that I strongly believe that is going to do very well. It's doing quite well right now, pumping very nicely. Pretty obvious buying zone at the lows. pretty obvious zone to accumulate. FTM is another one that is just likely going to do very well. What could happen here on this pump? You know, this is kind of the classic, you know, disbelief rally that you have in the middle of the cycle, where you get, you know, people are, you know, they are angry because of the bear market. Then they get a bit of a, you know, hey, you know, this might actually continue to the upside. So it's not the disbelief. I think disbelief is the one that we are forming right now. People are still like, you know, hey, recession is coming. I don't believe in this pump. You know, we don't believe in it, right? You know, the disbelief stage is now. You know, this is the kind of, you know, you think that the price might start recovering here. However, then you crash back down, and this is the anger phase, right? You got the depression. Oh, you know, we might actually, you know, go to higher levels, and then you get the anger phase where it's, you know, this is dead already. And any pump from here is just not going to be, you know, it's not going to happen. We're going to enter a recession 2024. You know, this is going to go down, and then you start, you know, forming the bull market, right? Very aggressively. You know, I think that's where we at right now at the disbelief stage, where corrective moves are going to happen. However, they will not come back down to the lows in the case of a lot of the, you know, L1 projects. You know, I don't see, for example, Phantom coming beneath $17, beneath the low here. Obviously, corrective moves will likely happen. However, I think that the bottom is in the case of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of the altcoins, L1 projects. Bull trap, says Manny. Yeah, there's still a lot of, you know, a lot of disbelief. There is a lot of disbelief at this moment. But we've only got great news coming. We've only got great news. Bitcoin ETF. I can already tell you thousands of institutions with large amounts of capital are not even aware of this. They're not even aware of it. Once this comes out, it will be out, you know, for all of the institutions, and they will start, you know, obviously putting a small, you know, allocation into Bitcoin. It's going to happen. So, and there could be kind of an institutional hype, right? Definitely a possibility. Hi from London, UK. Daniel, how are you doing, my man? There is a bearish divergence on BTC. Do you see that coming in the short term, says Valerie? No doubt that I am very much aware of a pullback on Bitcoin, but these RSI divergence, I've seen them, you know, bearish RSI divergence, I've seen them play for many weeks and even months, where you're just going to be creating higher highs on the price of Bitcoin and just lower highs on the divergence, right? They're just massive multi-monthly divergence. So there's no real, you know, you cannot obviously say this is the top, this is the top, this is the top, because they can continue. The divergence can continue in the case of RSI or stochastic RSI. All of these ones, they're just not really reliable to determine a top or a corrective move. Andy, you don't wish you were in America. Taxes suck. Solana is going to correct. Okay, taxes suck. Yeah, I know. They do also in Spain and most of the countries in Europe as well. This is why I am going to be out of here in no time. What's up, David? How are you doing? Let's take a look at the poll. Will Bitcoin, out of 250 votes, will Bitcoin hit all-time high in the next 6 months? 53% of people say yes. 47% of people say no. It is a 50-50 game here. It is a 50-50 game. So, interesting. There's a lot of bears and there's a lot of bulls fighting against each other. A lot of different opinions fighting. I am leaning on the side of no. Bitcoin will not hit all-time high in the next 6 months. However, I'm aware that this cycle is different. A lot of the people, most of the people, whether it's, you know, people with experience, with no experience, you know, on Twitter, on YouTube, you name it, a lot of the people, I mostly take a look at Twitter, not YouTube, but most of the people are still in denial. They are in disbelief, especially the macro bears. They say this time is different, and this time is different as in this cycle is going to go down to 10K, right? Or below. This time is different. But Have you thought of this time is different on the bullish side? What if this time is different on the bullish side, and we're going to start hitting all-time high, as we get into the halving, what if this time is different in the bullish side? And obviously, with the current situation worldwide, interest rates through the roof, the economy basically also worldwide, not only in the US, the debt that there is, it's like you cannot believe it, right? It's like, no, you're in denial. You're like, it's not possible. It is not possible. Well, obviously, when most of the people, are thinking bearish, are thinking in denial that, it's not possible, it's how can Bitcoin go up? There's no money. Interest rates are too high. We haven't, there's no liquidity, right? But there is. The big guys, the banks, the institutions, they have big money. And that is what is going on at the moment. Retail, the average Joe, such as you and me, yeah, we probably haven't got money to invest in, right? The recessions affect the small people, right? The mid class, the mid high class, the low class. We are the ones that cannot, invest in. What about the big guys that are going to start investing heavily? They are very much aware of the dollar and the inflation and, the economy worldwide, and they do see Bitcoin as a possible safe haven. We need to think like that as well. You need to think like that as well. So it definitely can have an impact on the price, no doubt. Ya estaba barato en 16-15K. It's true. Bitcoin was already very cheap. Who bought Bitcoin? Let me know in the comment section. When we were trading in between $15,000 and $20,000, who bought Bitcoin last year? Okay, in Q3, Q4, Q1 of this year? Who's been accumulating Bitcoin during the last 9 months? Last 12 months? I was accumulating, despite I was bearish. This is why, this is how important this was. I was bearish, high time frame. I can say it here. I was completely wrong on the belief that Bitcoin was actually going to get a pretty decent corrective move here back in the summer. I was thinking, it's likely that we are going to get a pullback here, right? I was completely wrong. However, that didn't stop me of dollar cost averaging, right? I didn't care about Bitcoin $10,000, because the people that have been waiting to buy cheaper Bitcoin, they completely missed out, right? Maybe you are a big macro bear and you believe that is going to come. Don't worry, it will come at some point, and I'll be buying my Bitcoin at $10,000. The best strategy, obviously, the most successful and easiest strategy in the case of Bitcoin is to dollar cost average. It's a win-win for sure. So the bulls win again. Andy, I have lost all now. Only last $750. What can I do? Can I recover lost stress mode? Can I have your free Legends Discord for a month so I can learn something? Malik, this is something that is going to come out, okay? There will be a free trial on the Discord coming, okay? For the Legends community. Not going to give any dates just yet, but that will happen. So you can actually get some great information out there. So you can actually see what it's all about. Father Time, and obviously it won't be 1 month, it will be a short-term trial, okay, just so you see, okay, people want to know what there is there, and before paying anything, you want to know what there is. We will get that free trial for a short period of time, of course, just so you see what it is. And because of that, you just need to smash up the like button, okay? We want to give also to the community. Father Time, thanks for joining the live stream. Mark Dutch, here he is. The beast, the Dutch guy himself. Let's continue here. Comment section going crazy. I DCA'd in the day before FTX crash, so 19K. Minuscule amount though. Should have bought more. Yeah, me also. I got a big stack of cash on the sidelines. I'm almost about 40% of my portfolio is in cash. So yeah, I mean, that's sitting there. Obviously, I don't want to rush in right now with this pump. I missed, I've got a really nice stack of, Bitcoin, Ethereum, some altcoins. But of course, I would have bought a bit more. But anyway, you always need to have some cash on the sidelines for whatever happens. So, it's just, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So Andy, when should we apply reverse Kramer to Andy's advice all long 100x? Yes. Reverse Kramer. Yeah, pretty insane how this guy has been insane with his predictions. If you would have done whatever, if you would have gone against him, he would have made an absolute killing. Rene Montenegro, is he around? Where's Rene? Where's Rene Montenegro? He's the biggest bear in the community. He's been bearish for many months now. Just like Il Capo. Il Capo, still short and strong. He's been short and strong since $20,000. So he must be, if he is or not, I'm not sure if he is a real trader or not. But, if you're short and strong, yeah, I don't know how much leverage, even though you're using a 5x leverage, you're gonna have to be adding to your position very aggressively, and you're gonna be underwater a lot with this pump that might go to $50,000, and could liquidate all of those massive short positions and then maybe correct down. But we need a moment of silence, at least of 5 seconds, for all of those bears, that have been, the swing shorters. I've been a bit of a bear, but I've been accumulating, and I'm a day trader, so I don't really care if the price goes to 100K or to 10K. So just a moment of silence for those macro bears at the moment, okay? Moment of silence for those macro bears. Let's continue with the comment section. I'm having fun here with the comment section. Today is Saturday. Markets are not doing much. We can do some analysis here on the price of Bitcoin if you want in the short term. Just a little bit of a teaser of what is going on in the Legends community. I'm going to talk about just a video update that was talked about yesterday. Right? It was talked about yesterday in the Legends community. That was actually a Gartley pattern right over here. I haven't got any levels right now on the chart, okay? No levels on the chart. But basically the 7-8 Fibonacci, is a pretty strong resistance zone. We do have, we did have this kind of price action. When you have this impulsive move to the downside like this with this high volume, yeah, no doubt that this is going to go higher. There was massive bullish CBD divergence. This bounce here was pretty obvious in a three-wave structure. But then what we had here is obviously the Gartley pattern hitting the 7-8 Fibonacci to perfection right over here, as you can see on this chart. Oh my goodness, this was absolutely wonderful to possibly get into a short as you were rejecting from this high. Oh my goodness, this was such a beauty short position. Who got into that short? Wow, this was crazy. So, the movements of the market was this move here on the market for me was just very, very likely that it was going to do something like this. This was something that was provided in the Legends community. I was posting here, on the videos from yesterday, basically, on the possibility of this Gartley pattern getting that move to $37,550 approximately to kind of top out at that range and get a corrective move, kind of like in this stage over here, right? As you can see here, this was well before that move to the upside to $37,500 to $600 range, so you can get that pullback of $500-600 back down to the base basically. And that is basically, what happened. As you can see, that was the topping point. We were looking for that level to be hit and also get that corrective move down. Giving that analysis here on my videos, we can see here, the Wolf of Wall Street, more or less, we did get that prediction pretty nicely on that move here on the short term, which was this one right over here. So if you want those updates, if you want that pure analysis videos that I'm providing every single day on the levels, on what kind of price action we need to take a trading decision, how to manage risk, it's pure education Obviously, at the end of the day, everybody pulls the trigger as they want. They risk what they want. I educate, I explain what kind of amounts we need to risk. Where's your stop losses? How we can manage that entry? Where is our take profit zones? Obviously in day trading and scalping, because maybe some other groups, are talking about possible swing trades. I'm not sure of signal groups, but then, when it's swing trading, it's very boring because maybe that level is not going to be hit in a week or so. We're talking internal. What could happen today? What could happen tomorrow? Where is our levels of interest? Anyway, you got all of that information in the Legends community. If you wish to join, don't worry, for all of those that I don't want to join the Legends, I don't know what there is there. There will be a free trial just so you know what there is there for the people. So you get to know what there is actually going on with the coaches in there. Right, let's go. Let's continue here with the comment section right away. Right now, let's talk about future things, right? Okay, let's talk about, because I'm talking about what happened yesterday. I'm talking about, a bit of nonsense. Let's talk about what are the scenarios here, okay? Regarding Elliott wave theory, regarding this massive drop with high volume, this is a local top, we like it or not. Now the question is, with this top that we have created in this aggressive move down, was this only a long squeeze? And we're basically just creating higher lows and we're just going to hit the high again? Maybe yes. But if we want to see here the probabilities, obviously, there's been a three-wave move here to the upside. Of course, three-wave move could be an ABC. If it were to be a corrective move, there is a possibility if we suddenly get above this level and fail to move above it, okay, kind of a swing failure pattern, we move slightly higher and we do not manage to get above the level very successfully, there is definitely a possibility that this has been a three-wave structure and this could be a larger ABC flat, okay? And of course, what could happen after that is we move lower. On the other side, on the classic corrective moves, you would just see this as an ABC. And this is the first wave, second wave, and we're going to get a third wave here to the downside. However, the bullish case scenario here would be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, and then, massive rocket again to the upside just to continue here with the higher low structure. Right? There's just so many different counts here that you can go absolutely crazy on Elliott wave theory. Just, for me, it's irrelevant for the trading decisions. So I'm just going to leave it here a little bit simple, as in this high is going to be one of our crucial points to decide if the price action is going to successfully get above this high and come here to 38,140. This high over here is going to be crucial because if it fails to get above the high, I can already tell you that all of these lows will be eaten up with a corrective move. It will likely happen, okay? So that's just a little bit of a teaser on something that I am looking at. There is definitely a possibility of this level to actually be hit and fail the move up. It's definitely a possibility, something that we need to take into consideration. If we get that successful breakout here with some significant volume, obviously we could see that continuation at least, to create a new yearly high. Now the question is, will this continue pumping on this high? They are clear pivot levels, okay, for a possible swing failure pattern. So that is definitely a possibility. You got, possible swing failure pattern from this high, and that would bring you back down to these lows, and obviously a swing failure pattern from this high that would take you at least down to this resistance zone to turn into support, which would be a clear target zone. There are some some trading ideas that we could have here. Maybe this was the high. Maybe this has been already three-wave structure, ABC. You got the impulsive move being to the downside. Maybe this is 1, this is 2, What is going to be interesting right now is how we break beneath the lows here. Because if this were to be one, we got a flat ABC right there, right? If we start breaking through this level, this could be a third wave, and it can be very aggressive. It can definitely be aggressive, and it can come all the way down to the 1.618. If we do get another leg up here and top out at some point beneath this level, well, you have the possible projection, which would bring you down to the 1.618 as a third wave. You know, that's the possibility here. Now, your question, how can we enter this? How, you know, these are only just projections on Elliott wave theory. Well, of course, there are some crucial pivot levels where we can enter on the chart. Of course there is, on the lower time frames. This is why consistently I do provide that information on the Legends community. Very important, because I do spend several hours to analyze, so the people get only the best of the best. Could we go lower from here? Absolutely yes. There is the possibility of this being a very a corrective move. This is very corrective structure after this movement down. This could be the first signs that the whales are dumping. You know, on these movements up, we haven't seen such a move down. When the movements down happen, you know, this has been almost a $3,000 move to the downside, 2,600 to be more exact, in a matter of a few hours. This was like 2-3 hours. Very aggressive dumpy action. AVAX is going for it. Who is long on Avalanche? Phantom also taking a move here. Avalanche is going for the breakout. Avalanche, here we go. Pumping very nicely. Yeah, it's breaking structure here basically. Avalanche, we can see Avalanche rocketing during the weekend. We're breaking here a major wedge resistance zone, and this could go pretty crazy in the coming days, guys. If you are long in Avalanche, if you are a breakout trader, make sure, I mean, this was beautiful here. Just this morning, you got a really nice pullback to that lower high resistance. Really nice, really nice. No doubt that this is a bouncing zone. There's not too much volume here, unfortunately. Stay cautious if you are a breakout trader and you're longing. Be defensive. Be defensive. You know, it's always easy to jump onto a long as it pumps because you can get a great entry. Be defensive though, guys. Saito did not pump yet. No, I mean, we've got Saito. I mean, these are babies. Let the baby altcoins pump when they need to pump. I mean, this one's pumped about 10% the last week, which is still okay. It's still okay. We got Unibright. Unibright is also one of my altcoin babies. You know, I think this is about 4% of my entire portfolio. I've gone heavy on this one. I've gone really heavy. This one's pumped over 200% in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Unibright is absolutely rocketing here also. This one's done over a 3x in 3 weeks, which I'm really happy about. This one's absolutely exploding on my portfolio. Sora Network is getting wrecked. I'm getting wrecked on Sora Network. It was a small allocation. I had around about 1%. It's not even 1% of my portfolio now. It's less than that because it's just going down. But anyway, some are winners, some are losers. This is how you want to play the game, right? You're not going to win on everything. So is it too late to enter an AVAX long? If you're longing the top here. You're longing the top from the pump. You're longing the top from the pump of the last few weeks. Just be aware of that. You know, you never know when you're going to get a sharp, you know, long squeeze like this. You might just do bang and then move higher. You know, these long squeezes happen. So just be aware of that. If you're longing, just be defensive, right? If you do get that pump, you get a retracement and you manage to long that retracement, just be defensive as you're in profits and protect your position where your stop loss is, because you know, you have these liquidation events. HBAR is one of them also that has, this one has massive wicks to the downside. Look at this. Look at this move. So like, hey, oh, you know, hey, this is pumping. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Bang. And then it continues. Look for that bang and that, you know, swing failure pattern from a major low, for example, to re-enter that position, because they happen. These big long squeezes happen. You want to FOMO into the pump. Stay very cautious with that, guys, always. So I'm from India. Tell me any altcoin in which I should enter now. No financial advice. I can tell you a few that I am in. I've got some Algorand. Algorand is like a big winner for me. This is an easy, you know, 4 or 5x for the next coming months, whether that is 6 months or 2 months or 12 months. For me, Algorand is a big winner. It's at, you know, it's at C19 lows from 2020. This is like, you know, this one is going to thrive, where if it does come down to 10 cents, 9 cents, then that would just be a better buy again. But this one is definitely a winner in my opinion. You're not going to make 100x on this, but you might do a 5-10x in the next coming months, which is, you know, it is a lot. It is a lot, but this is kind of almost a guaranteed, you know, 5-10x from current levels. It's just, you know, it's a great project. Unibright, of course, it's pumped a little bit right now, but this one got absolutely demolished. I was buying this like crazy the last few months. It's a great project. Of course, this could just be a lower high right there and come back down in the coming weeks. You know, I really don't know, but that would just give me a little bit more time to buy up till it actually, before it skyrockets, right? Unibright is a great project. So yeah, these are just altcoins that I have, basically. But anyway, we are here to focus on trading, right? We also do technical analysis to look at possible trading setups. Remember, guys, there is a campaign going right on now on Bybit. If you take a look at the pin comment, just for depositing $100, you get $20. For all of those small fish out there, a lot of small fish, I know, a lot of small fish followers, you do get you get $20 if you deposit $100 on Bybit. Check it out. It's a new campaign that they've done here for the small fish. It's in the pin comment. Okay, if you do take a look at the pin comment here, you can see that basically you have $20, if you deposit $100. There's also the big bonus of $30,000 for anybody that hasn't been using Bybit. If you can trade on Bybit, I would suggest Bybit. I've been trading there for a long time. I cannot trade on Bybit for the moment, unfortunately. But if you can trade on Bybit, they got the biggest bonus, the biggest track record out there. They're one of the biggest exchanges. Check it out. You got $20 bonus only if you deposit $100, guys. You know, that's 20% basically of what you deposit. So you can trade on. You can use that bonus to trade as well. Check it out, guys. You got the link down below. For anybody that cannot sign up on Bybit, well, I am trading right now on MEXC. I'm actually loving it very much. MEXC has the lowest fees out there, and there's also a great bonus on MEXC, guys. $20,000. These $20,000 get airdropped, okay? As you trade and as you deposit, they get airdropped. You'll be getting airdropped $300, $500, $1,000 when you deposit and you trade and you move volume. You need to move volume on the exchange so you get those bonuses airdropped. Take advantage, guys. You know, I've been getting airdropped already a few $1,000s from MEXC, which is just great. It just pays for fees and it pays for your losses, which is absolutely great. So check it out. They have the lowest fees out there. MEXC. It's the third link in the description. MEXC. BingX, if you want to trade on stocks using crypto as well, you've got also a bonus. Another way to support the channel, another way for you to trade, okay, on the best exchanges out there. So shall we do some full analysis on an altcoin, or shall we do full analysis on Bitcoin? Let's choose one altcoin or basically one altcoin and do a full analysis and talk about the possible major trading setups. Shall we do that? Because doing analysis doesn't take 2 minutes, right? On the live stream, I just do it for 2 minutes, you know, just like for fun, for levels, like just to see the, you know, the possible trend. but to mark the levels, to analyze the situation carefully on the higher time frames, lower time frames, you know, it does take at least 15 to 20 minutes. So there we go. We got a super chat here from Rodney's. Can we take a look at Matic? Shall we take a look at Matic right away? Right, let's take a look at Matic here for Wadney Oliver. For Oliver that's giving me a super chat. Let's take a look at Matic right away. Why not? Mark Dirch, thanks for joining, my man. I can see Teddles here also. Strong guy in the Legends community. Been there since the beginning. Let's take a look at Matic. Andy, how much of your money do you keep on Mexi? I always suggest not risk more than 10% of your portfolio. Obviously in your trading platforms, meaning, 5% of your portfolio, just say that you have $100,000, well, no more than $10,000 to use for trading. If you have $500,000 in your portfolio, use $50,000. If you got $5,000, use $500, right? Kind of in that range. You don't never want to allocate a big amounts of your crypto portfolio because, yeah, I mean, it's not recommended. You'll be risking too much. Let's take a look at Matic right away. Let's take a look at Matic here and analyze the situation on Matic. What is going on Matic? I think Matic is a little bit at a crucial zone. It's at a crucial zone. If we do break out here on Matic from this resistance area, which is just at slightly beneath 90 cents. It does look pretty good for a double bottom. It would have to break here successfully. And I would see follow through here on Matic very likely. It's a crucial zone. It's either, you either break it or reject it. So it is resistance. A solid breakout, for breakout traders, I prefer waiting for retracements. Sometimes you don't get them, but you would have to get a pretty solid breakout on the lower, 1 hourly time frame, 4 hourly time frame, and see that big move. Can you speculate that this move is going to happen from this point and try and be, ahead of the herd? You would just have to be very, very good with risk management. No doubt it's got a little bit of pullback today. It did get a little bit of a pullback, so you probably had a pretty decent chance here to get into a possible long speculating on that breakout. But look at this, you had several attempts all failing. You might hit it again and fail again. It's just facing a crucial resistance zone, which is basically the highs here from July. It hasn't created a new yearly high. It has not created a new yearly high. Oh yeah, sorry, hang on a second. Yeah, of course it has. This was the yearly high. It got a big major pullback. This is the 4 hourly chart. It got a huge pullback since the yearly high here, which is crazy. I think there was a bit of hype here because of some reason. But no doubt that this does look very, very much an explosive moment for Matic. So if we do break successfully, expect the price of Matic to go to much higher levels. I mean, just an easy projection here of a double bottom would be coming all the way up to $1.25 approximately, if we get that solid breakout from these highs. Yeah, definitely a possibility. It looks like I'm like on the logarithmic, but I'm not. Obviously, you would want to get in here at the bottom here, at the double bottom, but no. So Matic, let's take a look at the volume profile. Boof. What a wall, my goodness. It's just, there's a massive wall here of volume that is not going to be easy for Matic. It's already getting a reaction. I mean, no doubt this is a rejection point on Matic. I'm sorry to say, but yeah, it looks great as a double bottom, and we could be seeing Matic, exploding out very soon, you know, because of this huge consolidation double bottom for the last few months. But it is solid resistance. If that breakout happens, expect fireworks here for Matic in the next coming days, right? But we need that breakout. It's just in a huge, massive wall of volume, basically from consolidation from 2022 and part of 2023 here. Not going to be easy. Not going to be easy. We're already getting a rejection here the last couple of days at this level. It could be building up for the breakout. No doubt. It's building up here. It could be building up for the breakout. So if you want to speculate on that breakout, the only way is to get into the higher low, into the last higher low zone. But it's pure speculation. How do you read the yellow and blue chart? Well, this is nothing basically. This is just basically lower volume and higher volume. This is, you can turn this all yellow if you want. You know, this is the same as, you know, putting here this in yellow and this in yellow also. And I'm going to say, okay, that's it, right? There we go. there's no, it just shows you where the highest volume node is, right? So the yellow and the blue is irrelevant. Of course, it just shows you where the highest spikes are, okay? So obviously, it's just where you have the highest volume node, right? So here you do have a high volume node on the volume profile. Here also, this is a big barrier, basically. This is currently where we're at. But yeah, the blue and the yellow is very much irrelevant. Let's go right away. Much love from Boston. Can you take a look at Crow? Thanks. Let's take a look at Crow here for Maz, because he's been a legit follower for many months, even years, I would say. Let's take a look at Crow right away for Maz. What's going on with Crow? Oh, Crow's doing pretty good. Wow, Crow's absolutely rocketing here. Damn, this one pumped over 100% in the last couple of weeks as well. A lot of the altcoins are pumping like crazy. Yeah, this one looks pretty nice. Obviously, we're hitting a little bit of a high volume node here from a consolidation that we did have in between June and November of 2022. So it's a little bit of a high volume node right there that could get a little bit of a rejection. Something interesting here is this high over here on Crow, where it's just slightly above the highest volume node here, right? Where we do have this high volume barrier. It's a possible level for a swing failure pattern, maybe at least in the short term, but nothing stopping this. You know, when you do take a look at analysis on this, on the lower time frames, is like, you know, where can I start on the analysis? This is just rocketing. You know, this it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. You know, there's just no analysis on this. This is just going a little bit parabolic, something that you want to be aware of for a possible major pullback at some point. Detecting that pullback, of course, is the problem. You know, where's the highs on Crow? That is the situation. Well, we could be getting close, no doubt. We've got high volume node on the volume profile from 2022 price action, and yeah, I mean, this high would be my take here on a possible quick wick here. Bang! This could be a quick swing failure pattern from this high, trying to get above the barrier volume node and failing. So a possible reversal point is at 13 cents. But this is insanely bullish, you know. This just yeah, this is just on a runner here for the last few weeks. You know, no signs of stopping anytime soon. You might not even swing failure pattern from 13 cents. So Crow is just bullish. It's just bullish here. Looking at the last few weeks, there's just, yeah, you know, if you're trying to detect a top, you know, the only possible one right now would be 13 cents for a quick wick and wick down, at least in the short term. But yeah, this is just going up. Yes, over 2 years because you are the best. Oh, thank you very much, Maz. Yeah, I enjoy you. Thank you very much. You know, I'm glad you enjoy the analysis and the education provided here on YouTube. You know, a lot of technical analysis. I think a lot of people have learned a lot here during the last couple of years based on levels, Fibonacci, session volume profile, daily levels, monthly levels, how to read the charts, where we do have opportunities. So yeah, thank you very much for that recognition there. Very much appreciated. And you have a very good day and very good weekend. Was thinking of shorting YFI on its retest over 9K, trying to wait to see how the reaction is. Let's take a look at that. Why not? YFI. Let's take a look at YFI here. Yearn Finance, is that right? A DeFi project. Is it from Andrew Cronier, right? Andrew Cronier. Round about $9,000. Want to short it at $9,000? Round about 9K. Stay cautious, guys, on shorting these macro pumps, because you know this is just up and up and up. It's very hard to detect. This could just follow through. This could just continue like this for the next coming days. Stay extremely cautious trying to detect the top, okay? The trend is your friend. Only short kind of swing failure patterns, big major Fibonacci levels, or big levels of lower highs, or point of controls. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out why you would want to short the we are getting close to the value area high of this entire range of the last, you know, since May of 2022. I would say, okay, you got a point here. You got a point, okay, which is value area high of this entire zone. You got a point here to short, no doubt. Would be ideal if you even get these lower highs tapped. If this lower high would be tapped, even better, right? And you would speculate on the fake breakout of the value area high with a swing failure pattern of this lower high. That would be kind of the best. You know, that's at 9,500 on Yearn Finance. I mean, Fibonacci is probably not going to give us much. Oh, it's 7.8 is slightly above. 7.8 Fibonacci is slightly above that lower high, which is already sitting at 9,700. Stay cautious. This could get a reaction. It is definitely the value area high, as you can see here, from a massive, you know, over 14 months high, 14 months range, sorry. So it could be a topping point, okay? Yeah, it definitely could be a topping point in the short term, but stay extremely cautious when you're trying to short this, you know, this runner, because this could just smack through the level. Stay cautious, guys. You know, people that are trying to short these pumps as swing traders, as scalpers and day traders, it doesn't matter. Myself, I short these pumps. I short, okay, also when we're in a bullish trend, but I scalp, I short, and I protect, and I take profits very quickly. Stay cautious if you're looking into not putting stop losses, adding to your position, because all of this is just like, you know, you can get absolutely burned. You can get absolutely wrecked if you like adding to position and stuff like that. This is going to reverse at some point. I'm just going to add to the position, and as soon as you know it, you're in a huge, massive drawdown. You're underwater, and you know your trading career is just about to finish, right? Because you just lost a lot of money, and you can't take that pain again. Just don't do that, because that is the moment where traders just give up. They give up. So just be aware that you're fighting a big, major push here. Be very selective on your trading setups, and yeah, maybe on the lower time frames you can actually, you know, try and detect that double top, right, where you're hitting the highs and you're possibly rejecting from that level. Then you're like, okay, stop loss here, got rejection, I can be defensive, You know, if you're trying to detect that top, then you get stopped out again, but you reject from the highs. Okay, you got a possible re-entry here. You get the movement down. If you're trying to detect that top, be defensive. Be very, very defensive. This is just in a major uptrend. So why not try and long, you know, the last high or low from an uptrend like this, right? You know, that would be kind of the best deal, right? Why not long here on Yearn Finance to the highs, right? Which would be your take profit zone, and kind of follow the trend. Stay cautious with shorting these major uptrends. Only 50% likes. Lazy Saturday for some. Come on, guys, like the man, says Philip. Thank you very much, Philip. Also, a very strong, legit follower from a long time ago. Thank you very much, Philip, for that insane support. Yeah, guys. Yeah, just a little smash on the like button will be very much appreciated if you do enjoy, you know, the content. Live streams are interacting with the community, of course. Is there a pennant on BTC, Andy, says Taha? Is there a pennant on Bitcoin? What time frames? It would be nice to know what time frames. That lower time frames. Is there a pennant formation? Pennant? What time frames? Yeah, I'm not sure if you would say this and maybe this. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not really much of a pennant guy. Let me know on what time frames. Thanks for the head. Thanks for the head check. That value area high has been on my mind for like a week. Yes, sir. Yeah, it is definitely. Yearn Finance could be at a resistance point. Has always been good for short day trades. Says Free. On the 1 hourly time frame, could we be forming a pennant here? On right. Is it this kind of squeezed zone? From this lower high, so a possible pennant from here, kind of something like this. Yeah, it could be. It could be kind of a little bit of a symmetrical triangle formation. Yeah, I do see this a little bit. You know, no doubt that you got that lower high right there from, you know, resistance trend line. A bit of a trend line analysis here, which is good to know possible breakouts and formations. Not that I use them very much for trading, but yes, for guidance. Could be a bit of a symmetrical triangle formation, no doubt. Could it be bullish? What is disturbing about this point, of course, is the breakdown that we've had with volume, right? It's just this could have just been a long squeeze scenario, but it's very disturbing for me. You know, these are the kind of points where you get that movement to the downside first, and then you just kind of create choppy action lower high for the next move down. I've seen it many times. This is what usually happens, right? I don't know what example I could give you here from like topping points. I mean, well, this is not the best example, but you know, you could see it right over here, for example. Highest volume right there on the movement down had continuation. You know, when you're coming from a big major uptrend, when you start to see a red volume, high red volume, then it's like, yeah, that bounce, choppy action, corrective move is like, I'm not too sure. So I'm like kind of in that stage here, that this red high volume candle on Bitcoin right over here is just something that is a little bit alarming, right? A little bit alarming right there. It's not the same scenario, but something to take a little bit into consideration. Is now a good time to buy or should I wait? Says Pam Paul. Is that Bitcoin or? Come on, guys, let's throw some assets that didn't pump yet or are about to pump soon. Yeah, very true. Super chatos, hermanos. Thank you very much, Mark Dutch. Yeah, that's super chat. FTM, okay. Hey, brother, can you look at FTM on the daily, weekly? FTM is an absolute banger. This one is going to do very well in the bull run. It's already getting a little bit of steam here, moving to the upside. We've been talking about for the last, 1 to 2 weeks about L1 projects, Okay, L1 projects such as Avalanche, such as Solana, such as Algorand, such as, you know, FTM. Obviously, FTM doesn't move through blockchain technology, but nevertheless, it is an L1. All of the L1s in the top 50, are likely to start popping. And this was something that we talked about a few weeks ago. When we had Bitcoin pumping aggressively, like, you know, altcoins are going to follow, especially the L1 projects that come after the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum pumping. So Solana, Phantom, Avalanche, you know, Algorand, you know, all of these on the top 50. They're already pumping quite aggressively, as you can see here, for the last few weeks. Phantom. So analysis on Phantom on the daily, weekly. Whew. On the daily. For me, this is, come on, we've been in a major consolidation corrective market for 6 months here. For me, this is ready. You know, this has been May of 2022 to January of 2023. So over 7 months of consolidation. You got the rally here, which is inside of the bear market when you have the depression phase and then the anger phase, because people get excited with this pump. And then this anger phase is now when they've given up. Everybody's given up right now. I don't trust this pump. It's a bull trap. It is, you know, yeah, basically we have recession coming, you know, the world's economy, there's no liquidity, interest rates up, you know, I'm not buying it. You know, this is, you know, pure disbelief phase, which is, you know, the first stages of the bull market. You know, obviously the corrective moves will happen, and then the bears are going to be like, yeah, we told you so, like higher time frame bears. But, you know, for me, it's like, yeah, these are the early stages of the bull market. Please note that obviously the corrective moves will happen. So just looking at the market cycle, right? If you want my higher time frame analysis, you know, this is definitely going to do very well in the coming months, in my humble opinion. Obviously, no financial advice. You know, take this with a grain of salt and do your own research. But, you know, for me, we are at the disbelief stage, where, I mean, pullbacks will happen obviously in the coming months. This is basically multi-year cycle, right? This is a multi-year cycle. This doesn't mean that we, you know, the bull run has started and we're going to pump aggressively for the next 6 months. You know, there will be some pullback. But for me, you know, these pumps over here, right? They've been part of the anger phase. This pump that we had, you know, in the case of Phantom, you know, the beginning of Q1 of 2023, we were still in that anger phase. And then obviously the depression, which has been, you know, kicking in during the entire year of 2023 for a lot of the altcoins as well. Not, you know, in the case of Bitcoin's done its own thing. It has been pumping nicely, but you know, reading the altcoins, I think we are in the we're entering into the disbelief rally. This is a sucker's rally. This is a bull trap. This ain't going nowhere. And obviously we are only 6 months away from the Bitcoin halving. You know, this is the same as the previous cycles. So in the case of, you know, Phantom, I think Phantom is ready to start rocketing also with its correction moves. All right. So it's, you know, this is your moment for accumulation. You know, well, it has been already, obviously. You know, it's obviously happened already. You should have been accumulating, you know, during the last year, during the last 12 to 18 months. However, you still have time. There will be pullbacks, obviously, at some point. But this project is definitely one of them that is going to rally very nicely, you know, and you know, to the end of 2024, entering into 2025. That's my personal opinion. You know, these are very strong L1 projects. Phantom, Algorand, Solana, even ADA. You know, ADA also. ADA, I think, hasn't done much. ADA will be one of them. It is going to be pumping as well. Has it been pumping? Well, it's already started the pump. But ADA as well. ADA is looking very interesting here with this double bottom Adam and Eve as well. just about. It's like it's kind of breaking through here. Expect ADA to possibly rally to 50-60 cents maybe in the coming days and weeks. You know, it's at that crucial point where it can solidly break out. So yeah, you know, on FTM, no doubt, higher time frame. You know, it's your moment. It's your moment to make profits here during the next coming weeks. Be aware of possible pullbacks. If Bitcoin does get that large corrective pullback at some point, the altcoins will get affected. However, it's just going to give you time. It's just going to give you time to accumulate a little bit more. Because I personally think that a lot of the L1 projects have bottomed out. I would easily say that this has been the bottom already on Phantom, for example, round about the 16, 17 cents. Same for Algorand, even though Algorand is very close to the bottom, you know, it's not very far away. But, you know, I would, you know, arguably discuss that, you know, yeah, that's it. This has been a macro swing failure pattern. It's been a macro double bottom. Macro double bottom here on Algorand. You know, this is the moment to scoop up, because Algorand is a project that will go back to, you know, to $1 and to $2 in the future. You know, the cycle will repeat. The cycle will repeat. So that's my personal opinion on that. You know, it's pretty clear, right? You know, it's pretty clear where we at, right? When we do take a look at the cycles. Come on, guys. It's pretty clear that, you know, it's happened already. You need to be very bearish at these stages. You don't want to be bearish at the bottom. Come on, you know, this is at this stage over here, right? It's at this stage already. We've gone through anger and depression. We are, you know, just leaving depression stage. It's pretty obvious, right? Yes, it could extend a little bit more. It could actually extend a few more months. But, you know, you get the deal. You know, the cycle will repeat. The cryptocurrency cycles move like this. So, you know, how bearish are you going to be here? You know, it's not the time to be very, very bearish. It's time to start scooping up. Be bearish once you getting, you know, huge, massive pumps for, you know, insane pumps of 10x, 20x, you know, 1,000% pumps, 1,500 pumps. That is the moment you're going to say, all right, this is going to end up very, very soon. This is going to start ending up soon. That is when you need to be aware and start taking profits, obviously. But you got a great opportunity for a lot of altcoins to accumulate, guys. You know, a lot of altcoins haven't gone through. Algorand is one of them that I would say, you know, this is still at great levels. You know, this for me is an easy 10x, you know. This is an easy 10x for the next 1 to 2 years, right? I could say months maybe. So obviously take that with a grain of salt. No financial advice, but for me it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious, and I would be willing to hold onto a lot of the altcoins if they do go down again, and buy some more. What's your take on the S&P 500? S&P 500 for me, it's hitting that level of resistance. No doubt it is bullish. It just created a swing failure pattern here on Friday. Very, very small move to the downside, but it was a quick short scalp just before the close. As you were getting the swing failure pattern from these highs, this is something that we talked about on analysis a few weeks ago. Like, you know, hey, watch out for this high because it's a rejection point. You know, we just hit it on Friday and got a small pullback. Pullback could continue. If we solidly break above this level, I would, you know, I'm happy to say that we are going to reach the highs here from July. If we open next week, breaking through here, I'm happy to say that this is likely just going to, you know, follow through here for the next coming weeks. S&P is bullish. It is bullish. We like it or not, it's bullish. No doubt we had the scene of the crime, you know, high-low support trend line broken, and we've got a beautiful bounce here on the point of control of the last 2 years. Point of control of the last 2 years. Such an I mean, such an obvious level to bounce here with Fibonacci levels from these pivots. It's still resistance. We got a high volume node. We are kind of just trying to attempt to break above it. This could be an awful lower high and do this. You know, next week is going to be crucial. Now, we do have some important news on Tuesday, which is basically the inflation rate, core inflation rate as well. And this is going to be a very interesting day. On Tuesday, 2:30 Central European time, 2:30 or 1:30. I mean, I'll probably have to change the hour here. But on Tuesday, we have the inflation rate. And it's just going to be a bunch of volatility that day. But if the S&P 500 starts breaking through here successfully here, the 420 point zone, 4,420 point zone, where there's a lot of resistance, you got that high volume node, you're broken here, higher low support, you're just, you know, kind of dancing around above the level. If we break through here, then it's like, yeah, we're coming up to these highs in the coming weeks. It's just pretty obvious. But if it starts struggling next week here, you know, this could be another lower high. It could be another lower high creation. So if it starts dancing around above this level with no big moves and starts, you know, the choppy action like this, it's going to be like, wow, this ain't looking good. This ain't looking good. If it starts round formation like this or like this, it's too early to say, right? But you can see if you start forming this price action or you start forming this price action right over here, it's going to be like, okay, guys, this ain't looking good. This could be looking for a movement down to the lows again. So next week is going to be pretty crucial here for the decision of continuation to the upside on the S&P. If we start dancing around here next week, then I'm going to say it looks quite bearish. You know, we could be coming down. So that's my take on this. Andy, quant for Stan. Let's take a look at quant right away. QNT. Let's take a look at QNT. Anyway, Teddles, that's my opinion on the S&P 500. It's at a crucial point of decision. What can we say about quant here? Quant looks pretty good. It managed to break above the point of control and kind of held it as support. It was a little bit of a possible kind of, it did create a failed auction here in the short term. However, we did manage to hold very nicely. So failed auction from here, movement up, failed auction, then managed to create, you know, get support, and now we're kind of breaking through. This breakthrough, this test of the highs, it is a bit too choppy. It is definitely choppy. Could it end up in a double top? Yeah, it's just not great breakout. We break out from here nicely during the next coming days. Yeah, I do see quant, you know, follow through here. Big major wedge kind of structure right there. Movement to the upside, very solid, you know, multi-month wedge corrective move. This could be ready to start rocketing. It is the moment for the altcoins, so it could be the moment also for quant. But very choppy. I don't like this chart very much. It's like testing the lows, testing the highs, testing lows, testing highs. So on the upside, it's going to be, it could be very difficult, right? You might be choppy up, choppy down, choppy up, choppy down. But it's definitely the moment for quant also, you know, maybe to have follow through here. It's just not I would want to see a solid breakout above this level. And I would say, you know, this is just going to continue to the upside, very likely. But it's just very choppy, very choppy at this moment for the last few days. It's struggling very much to get above this high. You know, big swing failure pattern here with a big rejection. However, it is creating higher lows. Yeah, it's creating higher lows here. That rejection came straight to the higher lows trend line here. Just tap that higher low, bang, and continue to the upside. In a bullish trend, testing the highs, and as the more times we test it, the more probabilities is we're going to break out. So it looks pretty good for the breakout attempt to go to higher levels. Guys, not much more is going to be said. Thank you very much. Hopefully you've enjoyed. We are going to do more live streams during the week, of course. It's the weekend. Spend time with your family and friends. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be coming up with more, of course. More analysis, more daily updates, more live streams. Let's see if there's big news, big stuff going on. Make sure to check out, of course, Bybit. For anybody that hasn't signed up for Bybit, okay, new accounts, they are giving $20 only with a $100 deposit, guys. This is used for trading to pay losses and fees. They will not take your money. They'll be using the bonus. For all of those small fish that haven't signed up for Bybit, you get 20% basically, right? You deposit $100, you get $20. For all of those people that haven't got a really legit crypto trading platform, Bybit for me is the number one. Also, you get $30,000 worth of bonus for all of those big deposits, for the whales basically, right? For the sharks that are, big depositors. Or depending on what you deposit, you get a great bonus. If you can't trade on Bybit, Mexi is the option. That's the one that I'm using right now because I cannot trade on Bybit for the moment. So Mexi is definitely a great option. They have the lowest fees and they also have a great bonus of $20,000, guys. Great way to support the channel. Great way for you to trade on the best crypto exchanges that are available out there. You got the links down below to sign up, okay, on these exchanges. Thank you very much for smashing up the like button. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Have a great weekend. Stay safe with your trading. If you're not experienced, do not trade at all. Make sure that you enjoy the learning, the levels, how to chart. And if you want more information, of course, you have the Legends community where I post every single day on the possible scenarios for Bitcoin, okay? You also got the link in the description. That's where I post every single day. That is my job, educating and providing information every single day as well, guys. So if you want more, you got the you got the Legends community group on Discord. Thank you very much, everybody. Make sure to enjoy your weekend, and I will see you in the next one.